Hello everyone, Jules here. Today I'd like to talk about quite an interesting book about the Tarot Major Arcana cards, and that is the book called Meditations on the Tarot. And this book is quite an important esoteric classic. The subtitle of this book is A Journey into Christian Hermeticism. And this book was written by Valentin Tomberg, who was a European philosopher, and he died in 1973, and he wanted this book published after his death. And this book was written in French originally, and it was translated by an Anthroposophist and an Esotericist by the name of Powell. And I wanted to talk a bit about this book today because there is some misunderstanding around, that has been around for a few years now, that this book is somehow recognised by the Catholic Church. And it actually is not. This book has got nothing to do with religion, and it has nothing to do with the Catholic Church. There is a foreword in this book by a Catholic cardinal who was a friend of the author. And for that reason, there is some misunderstanding that this book is somehow a Catholic Church recognised book, but it actually is not. It's an esoteric book, and it's really a book about esoteric Christianity, because Valentin Tomberg had a background in esotericism. He was first of all involved with the Theosophical Society, so he was interested in Theosophy to begin with, and then he became interested in Anthroposophy. And Anthroposophy is the philosophy of Rudolf Steiner. And Rudolf Steiner was not only a great educator and a health educator as well, and a philosopher. He also had a spiritual philosophy which was part of his Anthroposophy philosophy. And Rudolf Steiner founded the Anthroposophical Society. And Valentin Tomberg was greatly influenced by Rudolf Steiner and the Anthroposophical Society. So Valentin Tomberg, the author, was actually brought up by Lutheran parents, and then in later years he joined the Russian Orthodox Church, but he left that. And during World War II, he became interested in Catholic ideas, and he was informally baptized by a Catholic priest during World War II. But Valentin Tomberg did not take that any further. So Valentin Tomberg, even though he had friends in the Catholic Church, he personally was not a formal member of the Catholic Church, and that is why this book is not recognised or acknowledged by the Catholic Church officially. There are some recommendations of a Catholic priest, for example, Father B. Griffiths, actually quoted this book as being the last word in wisdom. And Father B. Griffiths was an unconventional priest as well. And the cardinal who wrote a foreword to this book, Cardinal Balthazar, was a very eclectic and unconventional cardinal as well. He was progressive in some ways. So these people are not the conventional type of members of the Catholic Church. And I'm wanting to make this point because there are people who think that this book is recognised by the Catholic Church officially and formally, and it isn't. What I do like about this book is that it is an esoteric work. This is Esoteric Christianity. That is why the book is called A Journey into Christian Hermeticism. It's more like a Rosicrucian approach to the tarot. And this book is exactly what it says, meditations on the tarot, and it's meditations on each of the 22 major arcana. And it's divided into chapters. Each chapter is on each major arcana card, and it is also written in the form of letters to a friend, and it is not an easy read. It is quite a deep and complex book for people who are interested in esoteric philosophy with a Christian Hermeticism approach. You may quite enjoy this book, but it's not really to learn about tarot or the major arcana as much as it is learning about esoteric philosophy in regard to the major arcana, in relation to the major arcana. So if you are interested in that approach to tarot, to the major arcana, then this is a good book to get. Sometimes this book is still referred to as being written by anonymous, but now it is quite well known that this book was written by Valentin Tomberg, and he died in 1973, and the book was published in 1980 in French, and then Robert Powell, the Esotericist and Anthroposophist, translated this into English in 1985. So it's quite a thick book. I am quite interested in this book because I am a Platonist and a Hermeticist, and I am an Anthroposophist. So for those reasons, I am interested in this book. But for other people who do not want such a deep and philosophical approach to the major arcana, then this would not be your book, because you're not really going to be learning the usual type of approach and the usual type of meanings associated with the 22 major arcana cards. So I wanted to talk about this book today. It's an important book for me because I am an esotericist. But I wanted to mention this book today, and I wanted to clarify the misconceptions that this book is somehow a book with conventional Catholic ideas or Catholic doctrines, or it has a very it has a very tenuous kind of connection. I'll give you an example. If anyone wants to talk about Jesus and Mary and wants to talk about this in a philosophical way, and wants to talk about mysticism, because the author was a Christian mystic. He was a Christian mystic. And some people also confuse Christian mysticism with Catholicism too. You know, this is a spiritual book. This is a philosophical book. And spirituality and philosophy are not the same as religion. Religion is organized, it is official. There are rules and regulations in regard to organized churches, of which the Catholic Church is an organized church. And Catholic books of the Catholic Church always have an official recognition on the inside cover of books stating that this book is endorsed and acknowledged by the Catholic Church. And of course that is not anything that is not inside this book. So this is, if I have to mention Christianity at all, I would say that this is Christian Hermeticism, as stated on the cover. It is a form of esoteric Christianity. That is not conventional Christianity and is not a religion. This is an esoteric Christianity approach to the major arcana of the tarot, and that is why it is called Meditations on the Tarot. So I'll put the details below the video, and I hope you enjoyed hearing some of the details about this book if you are interested in getting this book. And I hope I have clarified what this book is really actually about. I suppose the only one last thing I want to say about this book, I've also seen it mentioned on YouTube that this book has some reference to Kabbalah in here. There is a minor and brief mention of some Kabbalah concepts, but it does not specifically mention Kabbalah in this book. So I think that's important to point out as well. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed hearing about this book, Meditations on the Tarot by Valentin Tomberg, and I'll put the details below the video. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.